Hey, Chucklefucks, it's your boy, Dark Raikou, back with part 2 of this What If. What if Issei had a god Devilfruit? So, let's begin into this What If, and let me not ramble on too much because, yeah, I should also mention that I've been coughing a lot today, just probably because I was kind of picking up leaves and dirt might have gotten into my mouth. When I was picking up leaves, I was just mowing them down because fuck it, there was too many. I said, fuck it, I'll do that later. And I think dirt did get into my mouth. But yeah, not the point. Let me begin and let me shut the fuck up. But yeah, we go into Issei kind of before going to the house and all that. Issei didn't really go to the house. Instead, he did transform his body into light, going towards somewhere. He kind of noticed a bunch of magical presence, mostly demonic, but also at the same time fallen angels. This is where, he was very confused with that, but of course he decided to check it out before making it to the house. But yeah, Rias, when she kind of got to the house, she realized that Issei isn't home. And, Asuya was confused and saying where Issei was at. That's where, Rias didn't know, but she was going to go find him. This is where Asuya was about to come along, but Rias said that would be fine, she would go by herself. This is where, she was about to go by herself until Sona did kind of call her just to kind of like answer some questions about Issei's abilities because they truly don't seem to be like magic. This is where Rias that she did tell Sona that she can't because she needs to find Issei because Issei didn't get to the house. This is where Sona says, I'll come along with you then. This is where, Rias says, I can go find my own servant. Thank you very much, but I can do it by myself. This is where, Sona say, sure. She kind of appeared next to Rias, and this is where, Sona said, so, do you even know where what's it called Issei is at? No. This is where, Rias said, yes, no, maybe? This is where, Sona sighs and says, can't you just track this, like, magic since he is part of your family? Yeah, I can. This is where, Sona says, then do that. Ria sighs and says, fine, I know where he's at anyway. Let's just go. They enter through a magic circle just to get to Issei. But we go back into Issei. Issei, when he lands down to the ground and kind of got near like a tree and all that. Well, when he was like near a tree and all that. This is where, when Issei got near the tree and kind of like chucked over it, he kind of saw three females kind of fighting against a couple of devils and a couple of angels, like these fallen angels. They all kind of had swords. Well, two of them did, one of them didn't. Now, of course, this is where, mostly they were kind of fighting against straight devils and also, fallen angels. That seems not to be with the fallen angel faction. They seem to be helping out the devils fight against these three females. Now, of course, Issei, when he was looking towards them, he can see one of them has this kind of, very kind of long sword. It kind of looks like a, what's it called? One of them has like a sword that looks like a Reaper sword. Kind of has a handle to kind of be curved. Well, not the handle, mostly the guard. And of course, where the handle does kind of have like this guard for its hand not to kind of get her user hurt from its knuckles or anything. But yeah. This is where, it looks like a Reaper, but at the same time, it kind of just looks like a saber. But yeah. But of course, where, another of them kind of do have like a katana, a kind of like white with blue katana. Now, of course, the one that's holding the kind of Reaper has longish, lightish bluish hair, bluish eyes, which Issei can see. Now, of course, where he then looks at the other one, and the other one has kind of like blackish hair with blackish eyes. But yeah, well, not blackish eyes, mostly they're like a lightish kind of like bluish kind of eyes. Well, not that light, but they're kind of like a darkish bluish eyes. But yeah, this is where, the last one doesn't seem to have weapons on her, but of course she has blondish hair, and of course where, mostly her hair is kind of like a like palish, pinkish, blondish hair with 2 ponytails. Of course, well, she doesn't have a weapon, but she does have like this bear thing that Issei is kind of confused. It looks like a panda. If it was, well, if a panda was half black, half white. But yeah, and one face is smiling, the other one looks like insane. This is where, well, Issei didn't really care that much, but this is where, well, he sees them kind of fighting, but of course, they're trying to dodge mostly the light spears because they're actually almost getting hit by them, until the girl with the katana actually managed to cut through the light spears. And of course, the bluish hair girl managed to freeze, like, half the devil, well, mostly the stray devils from actually attacking them. This is where the blondish hair says, well, kind of like, send her, like, hand forward to send the bear, like, straight towards the kind of fallen angels. And this is where, well, the fallen angels didn't seem to care that much until they, like, made a couple more light spears and, like, launched them straight towards what's it called, the blondish hair kind of, like, bear thing. Of course, managing to stab it. And, of course, the blonde hair girl says, damn it! She gets angry and annoyed. Her dullish blue eyes is quite annoyed. This is where, well, they actually become red because out of anger and annoyment. This is where, well, the other 2 females notice this and try to calm down the blondish hair girl. This is where Issei sighs and says, I could go home. I could leave them. Or Issei said in his head, maybe I should leave them. This is where, well, Issei was about to turn around and said, fuck it. This is gonna be a pain, but fuck it. This is where Issei still has this, like, dagger weapon, mostly this, like, medium katana, onto the side of him, and this is where, well, he says, Guru, he says, not Goro, yeah, that's it, wait. No, Goro no Mi, lightning style, no, let me say it again. 10, why do they keep fucking this up? 100k volts of, well, lightning dragon. This is where lightning dragon appears in Issei's hand. And this is where Issei launches the lightning dragon straight towards some stray devils before they actually attack the, what's it called, bluish hair girl, or even the girl that has the kind of katana. This is where the lightning dragon just rips through, what's it called, the stray devils in an instant, obliterating them, making them turn to ash. This is where the fallen angels are confused until they see a kind of like this guy come from the trees. Now, of course, the person has brownish hair and brownish eyes. This is where the fallen angels are confused, but they notice that this person is demonic. This is Issei. Issei said, oh, sorry about that. Sorry. Did I accidentally do something so bad? This is where, well, there's still more stray devils right in front of Issei, and of course, this is where all of them says, huh? What are you? You don't seem to be like a stray devil. Your magic seems to be that of like some kind of royal. This is where Issei says, don't worry what I am exactly. All you gotta know is you're gone. Out of my way, you weaklings. Lightning style, lightning heavenly strikes. This is where, well, lightning appears in the sky, like, well, kind of, not even lightning, but mostly pillars of light appears on the devils, and the devils were confused. This is not holy magic, which they're actually okay, because it's not holy magic, until they got obliterated, and there's now just these huge holes in what's it called, the earth, that what's it called is just kind of seizing out some, like, what's it called, smoke from them, because lightning did just strike down in high voltage of lightning. This is where, well, the 3 girls were confused, and this is where, well, Issei, he pulls out the sword and all that, and this is where, well, he has the sword right in front of him. This is where all 3 of them looks at him confusedly, even the girl with kind of reddish eyes. And this is where the fallen angels are confused until Issei swings his sword right in front of him. This is where, well, the blade shatters. This is where it goes straight towards the 3 girls. This is where they duck down because they think this person's insane, until the blades are kind of floating around them, not even hurting them, mostly like floating around them. Fallen angels are confused, but they still sent multiple light spears at the devil and even the 3 humans. But the light spears doesn't even get close towards the humans. Mostly they get destroyed in an instant by the, well, fragments of the blades, mostly blocking them. This is where, well, the light spears almost hits Issei, but Issei, he kind of like throws the handle down to the ground in between almost all of the kind of like three females. That's where Issei dodges the light spears and says, you know, these light spears are quite dangerous for me. Let me get rid of you. Issei appears right in front of what's it called, the fallen angels, three of them. And this is where, well, Issei points at one of them and says, lightning style, lightning point. This is where, well, a lightning, like a small lightning stream just smashes into one of them in the head, killing them in an instant, frying their brain in an instant. This is where another one tries to attack, well, Issei. Issei, like, disappears out of lightning. And this is where, well, almost not disappear out of lightning. The person swings a light sword at Issei. It hits Issei and it cuts him in half. But this is where Issei kind of just smiles at him with this, like, evilish smile. And says, do you think that will actually work? Issei doesn't do... Well, this is where Issei kind of just smiles at him and says, do you think that really worked against me? This is where the fallen angel was confused because it should have worked on the devil, but Issei, his two halves of his body is like transformed into lightning. This is where, well, Issei says, that didn't work, let me help you out. This is where Issei's hand transformed into a lightning. This is where he says the lightning slash. This is where he easily cuts the, what's it called, fallen angel into two. This is where, well, another one tries to attack Issei, but this is where Issei, like, dodges mid-air. And, of course, this is where he lands down the ground after just going back into normal transforming out of lightning. And this is where Issei says, out of my way, you weakling. Lightning style. Lightning point. This is where, well, he sends another lightning point. And before the fallen angel can react fast enough, it gets hit in the head and dies. This is where there's more fallen angels appearing. This is where, well, Issei says, this is so annoying. I'll get rid of you all at once. But before even doing that, a portal appears right in front of him. And this is where, well, Rias and, what's it called, Sona are just confused. And they see multiple fallen angels. This is where they look behind them and see Issei, and Issei sweat drops. This is where Issei says, I'll explain this after I do this. This is where they're confused and what Issei was about to say, but Issei transformed to light and flashed in front of all the, what's it called, fallen angels. The fallen angels are confused when this man just transformed to light and just appeared right in front of them. This is where Issei said, Yami Yami no Mi, darkness, center pull. This is where, well, he pulls all the fallen angels towards him. This is where, well, Issei does it. Gura Gura no Mi, earthquake shake. Or not shake, mostly he says shocking wave. This is where he smashes both of his hands, mostly mostly to the left and right of him. And this is where, well, the air kind of cracks, and this is where, well, all the fallen angels that were actually getting sucked in, because it was like a technique from the Yami Yami no Mi to kind of like, you use it like a, what's it called, like a black hole and all that to suck in everything that was, well, towards Issei mostly. But Issei kind of uses the Goro next to kind of smash the air to kind of crush mostly all their bodies together, or not crush them together, mostly use the shockwave to blast all of them into a million pieces. Yes, because they all blew up thanks to the shockwave, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei then lands down the ground so easily, but of course there's like dead bodies, parts just falling down and raining blood on Issei. Issei says, yeah, I have so much blood on me. This is where, well, Rias rushes towards Issei, hugs him, and before, well, hugging him first, that's where Issei says, huh? This is where Rias then slapped the shit out of Issei. Issei says, how the fuck did you manage to hit me? This is where, well, Issei wasn't intangible thanks to the fact that he was still using the darkness fruit on accident. Meaning him that the darkness fruit doesn't have a tangibility thing, so of course, Issei did get just slapped the shit out of. This is where Issei says, ow! The fuck did you do that for? This is where Ria says, you idiot! You could have got killed! How you... This is where Ria starts kind of screaming at Issei, and Issei says, I didn't die though. This is where, well, Ria says, no you didn't. But that was such a stupid, and I mean stupid idea. They could have all sent light spears before you could have done anything. That's alright, well, Issei said, yeah, but I think I would have easily dodged them. Thanks to my light ability. But yay, it's fine. This is where Rio says it's not fine. This is where she was about to slap Issei again, and Issei says it's gotta switch. This is where Issei didn't switch, but instead just became rubber. This is where, well, Issei got to slap the shit out of him, but this is where, well, Issei's head just bounces like towards the left, and this is where, well, he then kind of goes back to normal. This is where Issei said, luckily I became a rubber man. That slap didn't hurt that much. Phew. This is where, well, Ria says, get out of one of those goddamn elements and let me slap the shit out of you for being an idiot. This is where Issei says, no, we don't need to do that. Issei decided to use the Tora no Mi abilities to kind of start igniting his like face into flames just so he can get healed. This is where, well, Issei says, hey, we don't need to talk about this, Rias, right? This is where Rias is right now angry and annoyed with Issei. Her hair is going up. This is where Issei says, hey, we can talk about this. This is where Issei trips and falls down and says, wait. The only way I did this is just because, I found so many stray devils and fallen angels and I was just confused. So I decided to come over here and just like wonder what the hell what's happening. And then found 3 humans kind of getting attacked. Come on, and let me give you a break and all that. This is where, well, Ria says, wait, 3 humans? This is where when she turned to the left of her side, she sees the 3 humans. They're all female and all that. And they all look like similar age towards her and near Issei's age. But yeah. This is where Sona was already eating kind of popcorn a little bit. But this is where, well, Ria's face becomes embarrassed and says, I'm sorry. This is where, well, the 3 girls just looks confused. And of course, this is where, well, one of them just starts bursting in laughter. Mostly the blondish hair girl. This is where she says, that was actually fun to see. I never seen someone just get slapped the shit out of saving people like a hero. Issei says, I'm not a hero. I am... What am I anyway? Issei thinks in his head. I never actually thought of what I'm gonna say. This is where Ria says, shut up, Issei. Issei says, oh, come on. Let me just think about something. This is where Ria says, shut up. This is where, well, Issei says, fine. This is where, well, Ria says, I apologize if, Issei caused you any trouble. This is where, well, they say, nah, they're fine. And of course, they were actually needing help against the stray devils and also the fallen angels. This is where, well, Rias is kind of confused because these humans actually know about the existence of supernatural and all that. This is where, well, they said yeah because they can actually use magic even though they're human, but yeah. And this is where, well, Rias kind of check on what power level they will be kind of connected to like the devil world if they were able to become devils. This is where she found them out to be at least some of them mid-level devil and one of them being kind of low devil, but yeah. But of course, this is where Rios was kind of shocked to see how powerful they were. Kind of. They couldn't really take on, well, they were strong enough, but there was too many fallen angels and too many straight devils, so yeah. But they were already weak enough before kind of fighting against all of these. This is where, well, Rios was confused on why they were weakened. They said they were kind of training. This is where, well, and then they got caught off guard. This is where, well, Ria says, I'm sorry about that. This is where, well, some of their clothes are kind of ripped, and this is where Ria says, you seem to be needing a new pair of clothes. This is where they all nodded. This is where, well, Issei was kind of like thinking in his head, wait. This is where, well, Issei was thinking in his head, not thinking anything perverted until he sent something so fast. For some reason, he felt something strange. This is where, well, Issei kind of ran towards Rias and pushed her out of the way before a giant ice bird appears. This is where Issei says, shit. This is where Issei gets frozen in the ice. This is where Rias says, Issei. This is where someone say, my. I almost managed to freeze the red hair and those other girls. I guess I wasn't fast enough. This is where, well, what Rias, Sona, and the other 3 humans see is, well, a guy with kind of this curlyish, blackish hair. Of course, having dark skin, having these glasses, having a beanie, greenish, well, like a greenish and a white shirt, greenish coat, kind of these baggy black pants. And of course, where, well, he's actually hearing music for a little bit, but yeah. Now, of course, where well, he kind of is barely growing a mustache, and this is where well, he says, "Damn, I can't believe I hit him." This is where well, I can't believe he actually did something like that. This is where well, his hand was right now in permafrost. There was ice right now all around his hand. This is where it was mostly his left hand. This is where well, Rhea says, "What did you do, you bastard?" This is where her rage was right now exploding from her body, mostly her magic. This is where, well, the ice started cracking. This is where, well, the ice exploded after a while. Issei was right now in piss and rage. This is where, well, lightning was all crackling off his body. His hair was now in a brightish bluish color, all zapping up. This is where Issei says, "Hey, you bastard. Next time, do something like that stupid and I'll rather fry you to death." This is where, well, the ice user, this person, says, My. I can't believe I didn't manage to freeze your entire body. I guess that power and abilities that your brothers gave you must have been great." This is where Issei was confused. This is where all of them were also confused. This is where Issei say, No, screw this. Issei appears right in front of what's it called this person, right now swinging down his hand saying, "Lightning star, lightning strike!" This is where a lightning strike actually appears from Issei's hand trying to strike at this person. The person jumped away, and this is where the ground exploded into lightning. This is where Issei then appears towards what's it called this person and tried to punch him. This is where, well, they kind of go into the forest because Issei was extremely pissed. Now, the sword is still kind of glowing and still the materials are mostly the shatter blades are still glowing around, what's it called, the three humans. But they're not really trapped, they can actually leave, but yeah. This is where, well, Ria says, "Issei!" This is where, well, Sona says, "What the hell?" This is where, well, she then saw Issei's hair right now crackling with lightning, which it was confusing, and of course Issei's eyes were actually a bluish color, which it was crackling with also lightning. Issei was right now fighting against this person, right now sending punches and kicks, so fast that this person still managed to kind of react, which Issei was confused because he's now going in lightning speed. This is where, well, Issei tries to punch at this person, but this is where an ice wall appears. He managed to shatter through it, but of course, where, well, another, well, ice wall appears, but this time encasing his, well, left hand. Well, not left hand, right hand, because he used his left hand to punch through an ice wall. This is where, well, he says, "Damn it." This is where he starts kind of sending lightning through his right hand to kind of just melt through it and then break out of it. But before even doing that, he had to dodge a ice sword, which this person basically just picked up a couple of like grass pieces because it was kind of long, threw it up in the air and froze it. This is where, well, he swings at Issei, and Issei managed to dodge. This is what he says, "You son of a bitch, lightning star, lightning obliteration." This is where, well, he sent, well, this giant lightning blast towards this like ice user, but this ice user had a sword, the ice sword with kind of grass pieces inside it. This is where the sword became black, and this is where he swings once and the lightning was just cut in two. This is where, well, Issei widened his eyes, saying, "How? No, damn it, lightning style, 8-point shots." This is where, well, like 8 points of lightning appeared when I'm shooting towards what's called this ice user, and this ice user just basically cuts through them and easily destroying them, just dispelling them out of the way. That's what Issei says, "Damn it, I need to get out of this arm." This is where he managed to break after, well, releasing enough lightning out of, well, his right arm and breaking through it, mostly the ice, and this is where, well, he then appears saying, "Lightning creation, lightning sword." This is where he made 2 lightning swords, and these 2 swords are similar to like a katana. This is where he swings them at, well, this person. This person then swings, well, only one sword because he only had one sword in his left hand, or not left hand, right hand. He swings them at Issei's swords, and the 2 swords easily gets cut. And this is where Issei now has the black ice sword towards his neck. Issei says, "Son of a bitch. What are you gonna do, kill me?" The person smiles and says, "No, I'm not. Just wondering, do you know what this is?" This is where, well, the person pulls out from his pocket this card. Now, this is where it was a kind of goldenish card that had, well, a bluish symbol on there. Mostly a smiling face with two giant eye holes and a smiling face, but it was crossed out. I swear, Issei says, wait, you're, but, how? I swear, well, the person says, it seems you don't know much about the Joker family, do you? I swear, Issei winked his eyes. This is where he remembers this person now. This is where this person was kind of hard to realize, but this is where Issei remembers now. This person was only one time he ever met him, when he was kind of like 9 years old, and his brother kept like bringing other friends towards the house and all that, and this is where Issei remembers him kind of being there once. Of course, not wearing the same clothes, but they were kind of still a hipster a little bit, but yeah. And kind of looked like he was homeless most of the time. This is where, well, Issei says, homeless man! This is where, well, the the older man says, he just like coughs and says, you little. This is where Issei says, nah, I'm just kidding. Aokichi, that's your name, isn't it? This is where, well, the person smiles and says, well, you now remember me. This person did also have shades, so you couldn't really see his eyes. And this is where the person like puts on his shades and says, well, you finally remember me, brat. It's been a couple of years since I seen you. 11, since I think I have only seen you when you were 9. Yeah. I can't believe you're still wearing the same clothes as, well, when I was only a 9-year-old. Damn. You are still homeless. This is where Aokichi says, listen up, brats. If you don't want me to freeze you into just freeze you into the fucking, like, Ice Age, I suggest you stop calling me homeless. This is where Issei says, sure, I'll stop calling you that. I promise. This is where Aokichi says, you know damn well I don't know. I know damn well you're gonna keep calling me homeless. This is where Issei says, at least you said it, it wasn't me. This is where Aokichi says, I'ma freeze you in about 10 seconds. Issei's like, wait. What do you been want with me? This is where, well, this is where Aokichi says, pretty much I only came here to test some skills. And truly can see that you have no clue how to use hawking. The fuck is hawking? Issei said. This is where Aokichi smacked his forehead and said, oh great. Well, your brother's going to have a very tough time in trying to teach you this shit. Or maybe it'll be the other brother. Oh no. I don't know who's actually going to teach you how to use hawking, but I know damn well it's not me. Because fuck that, I don't get paid enough for this shit. This is where Issei said, fuck you. This is where, well, Aokichi says, but whatever, kid. I should be leaving. You still have the card, do you? Issei says, yeah, I do. Well, you're gonna have to show them to people in the near future. Because unlike those people in the near future who don't know you that much, because you're gonna meet some new faces, or maybe old faces, they're gonna still ask and wonder and still kind of fight you at the same time, just to see how strong you are. Mostly to see if you're part of the Joker family. I swear, Issei says, yeah. So, how did you do all that? This is where, well, Aokichi says, I ate a Devilfruit called the Hito no Mi, meaning I'm able to transform my body into ice. Now, I'm also able to be tangible, but not really. I'm a physical tangible, meaning I can basically get hit. This is where Issei says, loser. Shut up, rat. Besides, the Devilfruit you ate was the most powerful Devilfruit that no one has ever seen in this whole world. And the last person who ate it died only a couple of seconds. So be lucky that you didn't die in like a couple of seconds. Issei gulps and says, wait, what? Don't know how you managed to survive, but whatever. Your brother had so much belief in you. But I'll tell Dofi that you're doing good. It's just your hawking sucks, your sense of battle sucks, and you don't even have your sword with you because you kind of dropped it off to protect those people. Well, there and that. See you, brat. This is where an ice kind of mist wall appears. Mostly just like mist a wall of like permanent frost actually appears, freezing mostly some trees, and this person already disappearing into the darkness. Issei says, son of a bitch. Homeless man managed to kick my ass. This is where an ice sword, mostly a dark black ice sword, almost stabbed into Issei until Issei managed to dodge it. This is where, well, Issei says, you're still homeless, motherfucker! Issei screams at Kiji, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei sighs until he then hears behind him bushes ruffling and all that, until Rias appears and says, Issei! She hugs Issei, and this is where Issei says, Rias. This is where Issei's hair did actually go back down to normal, to being brown, and his eyes being brown. This is where, well, Rias says, I was so worried, I thought you died. This is where, well, she then grabs him from the shoulder and says, don't you ever do that shit again, or I'm gonna slap you harder than ever. This is where Issei said, please don't. This is where Ria says, don't do shit like that again. This is where Issei says, I understand, yeah. This is where, well, Sona says, still, I'm actually pretty shocked and confused to see your hair kind of go up into lightning. What, did you figure out how to go further into your lightning form or whatever? That's where Issei said, I don't know. Now I should mention they're actually walking towards Issei's house after a couple of minutes. But yeah, Issei already had a sword. He managed to kind of use the fragment blades just to go back. And yeah, this is where, well, the other three humans are actually behind Issei. This is where Sona's asking questions because, Jesus Christ, Issei was right now in frozen. He was encapsulated in ice. A huge stick of ice, and Issei managed to break out of it with his lightning ability. Of course, Issei's hair was all crackling with lightning because it actually transformed into an actual lightning. But of course, this is where, well, Issei's eyes was crackling also into lightning. This is where, well, because it was kind of moving around in his eyes like lightning a little bit, but yeah. This is where Sona is just confused with Issei's abilities because they're not magic, actually. What's confusing with, Sona is that she can't really sense Issei's magic. She can sense the demonic magic is still with Issei and the dragon magic, but when Issei uses anything like lightning, light, or any of that bullshit, she can't sense that bit of magic. Issei, kinda, just laughs nervously and says, oh, really, it's not magic? I don't know, I could have done this for a while. This is where Ria says, at least you're fine. Of course, this is where Rias is holding onto Issei's hand just so he didn't run away or disappear again. This is where she's actually keeping an eye on Issei. This time. This is where Issei says, now, of course, Issei can't really use his lightning abilities or any other things or any other abilities because he's actually drained. He's drained out of energy. When he went into that form of lightning, kind of much more powerful lightning, like his body transformed into actual, like a lightning being or something, Issei, his stamina did went down a lot. And that's why it took a little bit longer to break out of the ice kind of capture. But yeah, when Issei kind of put his arm, or mostly got his arm captured by Aokiji. This is where, well, Issei sighs and says, I really gotta train that form. I gotta train anything. Jesus Christ, I suck. This is where Issei says in his head. Now, of course, the reason why Issei didn't just use all elements before against Aokiji, like every different type of element, just like he did against Riser, was the fact that even if Issei did that, he can't actually know how to activate it. He can activate other elements per one time. Well, not all at once like the one he did against Riser, because for some reason he wasn't in fully control of that form. He was there, but he wasn't there at the same time. Right now, when he's out of that form, he can't really come back into that form. So, yeah. Of course, he just looks and said, I really suck. Did he really mean that anyone that ate that fruit would have died in only 1 second? Am I that lucky or am I that unlucky? This is where, well, Issei is just thinking in his head, but yeah. This is where, well, Sona is just saying, interesting, she said in her head. This is where the three human girls say, so, what school do you three go to? This is where Sona says, oh, we go into the, whatever it's called, what's it called? This is where Sona says, we go to Kuo Academy. This is where, well, the three girls says, oh, can we join? This is where they said kind of cutely a little bit, but yeah. This is where, well, Sona says, wait, you don't go to it? What school did you go to originally? This is where, well, they said, well, we came from a different, state entirely, or country, you can say. But yeah. This is where Sona says, sure, you can come along. Besides, I am the kind of council of what to call mostly, well, yeah, the school council, or mostly president, but yeah, council president, whatever. This is where, well, they say, yes. Can also a couple other people come along, but yeah. This is where Sona says, sure, just let me get their names and other things, but yeah. This is where the bluish hair girl did grab Issei's other arm that wasn't actually kind of hold on by Rias. This is where Rias glares at the blue hair girl and says, what are you doing? This is where, well, as this girl says, oh, me? Well, hey, you. This is where, well, Issei says, huh, me? What do you want? This is where, well, the girl says, the name's Esther. And these are my other two friends named Junko and what's it called? This is where she says, and this is my other friend named Sasuke. The blondish hair girl is named Junko, and the blackish hair girl is named Sasuke. And my name is Esther. What's your name? This is where, well, Issei says, Issei Hyodo. Why? This is where, well, this is smiles and kind of, but this like mischief, kind of this mysterious and kind of grin and other things. This is where she says, oh, tell me, Issei, do you have a girlfriend? This is where, well, Issei says, huh? I didn't hear you much. Can you say that again? This is where, well, Rias kind of narrow her eyes, and this is where, well, she pulls onto Issei just to kind of walk further. And this is where, well, Issei says, Rias, what are you doing? This is where, well, Rias kind of in anger, but yeah, she's kind of jealousy a little bit because that question is annoying. This is where, well, the girl kind of still is keeping up with this pace, and this is where the others are following along. This is where Sona's actually talking to Sasuke. Sasuke is saying that, yeah, they would like to go to school and other things. They have other people because, yeah, they came to this place thinking that they didn't really need to go to academy. But yeah, this is where Sasuke, mostly not Sasuke, she does say something like that. And this is where, well, Sona says, well, yeah, you can come to the academy. You don't need to be there most of the time, but you can. You will learn and other things. You can go into clubs or whatever. You do already know about the devils, angels, and fallen angels. So there's a couple around there. Like Issei and Rias is devil. Mostly Rias is a high-ranking devil, while Issei is a servant. But yeah, here's where Sasuke says, I'm surprised. Issei is the low-ranking devil, but he seems so stronger than normal. Than a low-ranking devil like those strays. This is where Sona says that's the problem. Issei wasn't that strong most of the time, but it's confusing. But yeah, that's where, well, Sasuke says, and still his sword skills seem to be professional a little bit. That's where Sona says, yeah, that is confusing a little bit. Unless Issei has been hiding sword skills, I doubt that he was ever that good. That's where Issei can hear this and he feels hurt a little bit by his pride a little bit. This is where, well, Issei says, okay. This is where, well, Estef is still kind of grabbing onto Issei's arm, while Rias does the same into the other arm. This is where, well, Estef says, so Issei, who do you like here? This is where, well, Issei says, huh? I like my family. I guess I'll love them because they're my family and other things. Yeah. This is where Issei is kind of playing a little bit dumb and not trying to answer that question entirely true, but yeah. This is where, well, he then says, I like my friends, I like Rias and other things. So yeah, this is where, well, Esther says, no, I mean like, out of all 5 of us here, this is where, well, the other girls actually stopped walking, mostly Junko actually kind of paid attention a little bit also, Sona and also Sasuke. This is where Esther says, who would you actually date the most? This is where, well, all of their faces become red because what SF is saying is basically, who would Issei mostly date out of all of them? This is where Rias gets kind of jealousy and annoyed with that question also. And this is where, well, Issei kind of embarrassingly kind of tries to walk away. And of course tries to get his arm out of what's it called, both SF and Rias' kind of like grasp. But of course he couldn't. So Issei says, I really gotta do something. Shit. This is where Issei says, Drake! This is where Drake says, I'm not helping. This is where Issei says, come on, just give me a little bit of energy. Why? Just a little bit, please. This is where Drake says, fine, I did. Now you have a little bit of energy to spend. What are you gonna do? There's only one thing to do. This is where Issei said, Issei then goes back outside from the landscape and says, I'll answer that question if you let go of my arm. Can you two let go of my arm? This is where both of them shake their head. That's why Issei sighs and says, damn it. How am I gonna be doing this? Damn it. I need to think of something to get out of their grasp. But yeah. This is where, well, Issei said, oh. Well, Issei says, what are you talking about anyway? I just met you, so I don't really know who you are, and really I don't know your personality, so pretty much how would I know what I'm going to date or whatever? This is what SF says, I guess so. How about this? Who's, what's it called, jugs are bigger. This is where everyone just looks at SF like she's crazy. And this is where, well, Sona, she kind of just covers her kind of, well, jugs a little bit and says, pervert, don't look at me. She glares at Issei. And this is where, well, Issei says, this is where SF did kind of let go of Issei's arm just to kind of like show off her jugs a little bit by kind of pushing them up a little bit. This is where Rias does the same, and this is where Issei saw his perfect chance. This is where Issei says, hey, Rias, I'm gonna go towards the house. This is where Rias kind of noticed what Issei was doing. And this is where before she even like tries to grab him and also SF. This is where Issei right now says, nope, light style. Light, well, mostly has a Pico Pico no Mi. Light travel. This is where he transforms into light and just bing, 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 just through some windows and just kind of like bounce straight toward the house. But yeah, he managed to land there. This is where he lands to the ground and of course tired right now. This is where, well, he was actually very, very fucking red. This is where, well, Issei says, that could be unlucky or lucky for any other person. I am just feeling tired. This is where Issei passed out, but yeah. This is where, well, someone saw Issei and didn't like let him just sleep on the ground. They decided to pick him up and appear in Issei's room, putting Issei in his bed, and of course letting him sleep, while the person was still smoking a little bit. He did kind of like breathe out the smoke outside the window, so there will be no smoke. This is where the person says, little brother, always too naive for your own good. You used way too much energy and now you passed out. I would have, well, I'm not any other cruel brother of yours. Well, you only have two, and I guess Dofi would have done that. Well, he would have never done anything like that. He would also pick you up and brought you inside. You're still as naive as ever as since when you were 10 or 11, since the last time I saw you. Always wanting to train hard and using a sword. Well, I should be going. This is where, well, the person kind of activated a bubble on himself, and this is where he jumped out of the window and just kind of dipped. This is where, well, he disappeared very silently. No one actually heard him say anything. This is where, well, there was already a bubble already on top of him, but he made the bubble a little bit bigger around, what's it called, the house, so he can easily escape, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei was tired, but he could have remembered hearing those voices. This is where the next day he woke up, well, not fully clothed mostly. He still had what's it called, shorts, but one thing for sure is he was in, what's it called, a bed with, well, 5 beautiful women. This is where Issei's face becomes red, and he accidentally fell out of the bed after a while, but yeah. He mostly kind of jumped up on accident and accidentally used the gum. Well, mostly let me say that again. He jumped out of the bed accidentally using one of the elements, and he just transformed into smoke on accident and fell down to the ground and smashed his head to the ground. This is where he's saying, ow, son of a. This is where, well, all of them woke up just kind of tired. This is where, well, he said, what are you all doing? Why? This is where, well, he noticed the 3 girls from yesterday. Ri is there, and also, well, this is where, well, he then saw something surprising. Sona in bed, but also having no clothes. This is where Issei, it was actually confused, shocked, and just, how the fuck did Rias manage to kind of make them do all this shit? Without him even actually noticing it. This is where Issei said, this is where Issei looks at the wall and says, you cannot change I promise I just look at the wall and think of it. It's so beautiful. This is where Issei said it. He thinks of it. What the fuck did I wake up to? This is where, well, Rias kind of lays mostly on top of him, of course, pressing her jugs into, well, Issei. And of course, where, well, she says, oh, come on, Issei. It's not that bad, is it? You don't like looking at other girls, but you do like looking at me, don't you? This is where she said it very seductive, and this is where Issei said, this is where, well, Asia kind of woke up, and of course she opened Issei's room. This is where she says, Issei, this is where her face was red, and this is where she sees Rias hugging Issei, and on his bed it's like what's it called, 4 different women. This is where, well, Asia screams really loud, just very confused and shocked, and this is where, well, Rias, Issei, and the other girls just seem surprised at her, and this is where, well, this is where she gets out of what's it called, her clothes, and says, I'm not letting you win, Rias. This is where Issei says, Asia, wait. This is where, well, he falls down on the ground, but yeah. This is where we go into 30 minutes later until they all started changing, but yeah. This is where, well, going back into clothes, but yeah. This is where Issei was kind of having 2 paper like things in his nose so he wouldn't keep bleeding, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei and his parents were kind of just okay. Mostly Issei wasn't okay with this shit, but Issei's parents says, go get her, what's it called? Well, go get them, Tiger. You can do this. You can definitely give us grandkids. This is where, well, Issei said, yeah. No, that ain't happening. No. This is where Issei says, when the fuck did I ever agree on upon that bullshit? This is where, well, Issei was already walking outside, but yeah. They were getting towards, well, the school, but yeah. Well, before going to the school, this is where, well, Sona's queen managed to inform Sona about Irina, but yeah. This is where, well, they get to Irina's location, even the 3 human girls that came along, but yeah. Now, of course, they're not devils, but they can use magic pretty good. This is where, well, Ozzy was there also. This is where, well, well, was she there? Yeah, I'm gonna say that she went ahead and went with Akana and the others, and I can't remember her name. This is where Kanako was with, well, Ozzy, but yeah, when they get to her, Irina, she was there, but yeah. This is where, well, Sona's queen that came to just pick her up and like go heal her somewhere else. But this is where they meet the fallen angel general named Cocoa Bean, or whatever his actual name was in original canon. This is where, well, we go into the fight mostly, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei is in the whole barrier thing. This is where Issei is kind of fighting against, well, Frederick, and also what's it called? Frederick, the priest, and Cocoa Bean. Now, of course, Frederick managed to get a sword mixed with 4 of the, what's it called, Excalibur swords, but yeah. This is where, well, there's 2 people right now fighting against Frederick, and that's, well, Kiba, who has the fallen, well, mostly not fallen sword, mostly a sword mixed with, what's it called, angel, well, holy magic and unholy magic, but yeah. This is where, well, there is what's it called, Azenia, who is there fighting with, well, Frederick with, what's it called, with the sword called Atlas? Yeah, I think it's Atlas. And of course, where, well, they're fighting. That's where Issei does have his own sword, mostly the dagger. He hasn't used a purple sword in a while. Well, not at all. He hasn't even unsheathed it, because he's actually a little bit terrified of even using the sword, because he hasn't used actually a normal katana, in a while. This is where, well, he has it with him, but of course, he's using the medium katana just to block light attacks. This is where, well, he's using his Devilfruit, the darkness, to kind of block some light attacks from what's it called, Cocoa Bean. Cocoa Bean is pretty impressed with what's it called, Issei, but he says, well, it's time to win against this whole battle. This is where, well, Frederick was defeated, and also the priest. This is where, well, Cocoa Bean's such useless pieces of trash. Whatever. He sent a giant light spear straight towards everyone, until that light spear kind of gets blocked. Mostly from someone appearing right in front of what's it called, Issei. Issei winds his eyes and says, old man? This is where the old man had this katana. right now kind of blocking, well, just blocking the light spear, the giant light spear. And this is where he swings his sword once, and this is where he cuts in an instant. This is where the old man had this, well, long white hair, had a scarring in one of his eyes, and of course where he had glasses. This is where he just smiles, like grins a little bit at what's it called, Issei. And this is where Issei says, homeless. Well, this is where he wanted to say homeless man, but this is where she says, old man Riley? Or Rayleigh, Mossy? This is where, well, Rayleigh says, hey kid. This is where, well, Issei says, what are you doing here? Oh, don't worry what I'm doing here. You just gotta be happy that I'm here. They got caught by, well, one of your brothers about protecting you, but yeah, and also teaching you about how to use hacking. Issei said, oh, I remember something about homeless man telling me about that. This is where Rayleigh starts just bursting laughter and says, ha, I can't believe you keep calling him homeless man after such a long time. Well, I mean, then again, he does look like he's homeless half the time. That's where Issei in his head says, you don't look too bad yourself, man. Well, you don't look, what's it called, good looking yourself, man, but whatever. This is where, well, Riley says, well, not Riley, mostly Riley says, well, whatever, I'll help you in this battle. This is where he has a sword right next to him, and this sword is just a great big sword because, well, Riley uses any type of sword, but yeah. This is where, well, Riley says, you know, you should put off the other katana that, well, your brother gave you. This is where, well, Issei says, oh, right, this is where Issei grabs the katana, the tight katana, well, mostly tight, but this is where, well, Riley says, you know, you should probably let go of your past a little bit. You know, you'll be too distracted. This is where, well, Issei kind of thinks about it, and this is where we go into a flashback of when Issei was about like 10 years old. This is where, well, we're not 10, kind of 12 years, well, not 12 years old, 11 years old. The reason why he was 11 years old and had a little bit of trauma is because he was fighting against someone with a katana, an actual katana, because, well, he was gifted that with his birthday. The katana was a black sheath katana, and of course the blade was just steel, just normal steel and all that. Of course, this is where, well, some people got in the way of him in his middle school and all that. And this is where, well, or not middle school, it was kind of this middle schoolers versus a preschooler because he was still kind of in, what's it called, elementary. But of course, these people got in his way by being annoying. And this is where Issei says, shut up or I'll kill you. This is where, well, it didn't take too long for Issei to be pissed and annoyed. But when he killed him in an instant, he kind of felt really bad because he also killed an innocent person that got in his way because, well, that person was just trying to stop him from killing the bullies. But of course, Issei didn't care and cut this person's head off. This is where, well, Issei then still going on a rampage after the whole massacre thing. He was kind of arrested a little bit and had a little bit of a record about Juby. But yeah, this is where he was broken out, or mostly he was let go after a while. Because after that whole thing, he was only put there for 1 month. It was kind of supposed to be 6 months, but he was only there for, well, not 1 month, actually a week. He was there supposed to be for 6 months, but he got there only for 1 week. Less of a sentence, but yeah. Of course, his parents, well, mostly Issei's parents, managed to got rid of the katana of any other kind of like kendo kind of weapons or swords or anything like that. Dangerous, and told him never to ever be using any weapons. Of course, where, well, his then second older brother kind of got up and left after arguing with his parents, and of course he left. This is where Issei was sad, and of course he went into a little bit of depression. But yeah, he was already angry in the fact that, well, his oldest brother left thanks to his parents kind of like running him out of the house. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei kind of like holds the katana out, like he pulls it out. Right now, like breathing out, and well, mostly breathing in but breathing out at the same time, very gently and calm. And this is where, well, Issei's eyes seems to just focus a little bit much more. What's it called? Well, not that angry or anything, but just very calm. He has this calm expression now. This is where, well, Issei has the sword out, and this is where, well, the sword is kind of like twinkling in the light a little bit. Well, mostly of the moonlight, because it's kind of dark, but yeah. This is where, well, Rayleigh smiles and says, well, now you got the first step down. but I don't know if you can actually activate armament hawking. But I'll show you a little bit on how to activating it. Ready? What's it called, Issei? Issei says, yes, I am. This is where, well, Issei has both, well, mostly the katana with what's it called, both hands. This is where it really says, don't like to do this. This is where it really appears right in front of Cocoa Bean with the speed of just, even though he's old, he's still very speedy. I mean, then again, if you think about One Piece original canon, he was pretty fast enough to block and what's it called, like direct an attack from the Straw Hats from what's it called, Kuzan, or yeah, Kuzan. This is where, well, Issei, he then sees what's it called, well, Rayleigh in action. This is where Rayleigh kind of adds armament hawking, invisible armament hawking for what's it called, Issei to see. This is where Rayleigh managed to cut down a bunch of light spears from what's it called, Cocoa Bean. This is where Issei keeps seeing this on in action. This is where, well, Issei decides to concentrate. He decides to close his eyes and concentrate. This is where, well, mostly Kiba and what's it called, Xenia were shocked with the old man being such a badass with a sword. And this sword isn't even what's it called, having any holy magic, unholy magic, whatever bullshit. He doesn't even seem to even have some magic. He just seems like a regular human. Then again, there's like 3 other humans that can use magic, but this person seems to just be an old badass. This is where Issei is concentrating armament hawking. This is where, well, he is training in his mind and of course then training in his, well, soul. Because you see here, armament hawking is like spiritual kind of energy that you can put on your hands and other things. This is where Issei, he's actually adding armament hawking towards what they call his sword, and his sword started igniting with this purplish majestic color. This is where, well, this kind of purplish majestic color, but at the same time was kind of scary. But yeah, very dark and scary a little bit, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei then opened his eyes, and this is when one of his eyes became purple, like a darkish purple. This is where Issei says, Enma, the king of hell, devastation slash. This is where he swings his sword down because he did kind of rise it up towards mostly on top of his head and then swing it down. And this is where a giant purple slash went straight towards Cocoa Bean and Rayleigh. Rayleigh managed to jump away, mostly kind of like kick what's it called, Cocoa Bean, and then jump away, mostly using his face as, well, a pad to just jump away from him. And this is where Cocoa Bean says, ugh, you, this is where, well, he then started sending light spears at, well, Issei in the slash. And this is where the slash just rips through all the light spears. This is where Cocoa Bean couldn't dodge and of course got hit. This is where he goes, you, motherfucker. This is where he falls down to the ground. This is where he's having a giant mostly not gash, and of course he's bleeding and, well, you got the breath. He is pretty damn hurt. This is where, well, Issei said, ha, bastard. This is where Issei then feels tired and then kind of just puts his sword down to the ground. And of course it did kind of dig into the ground because, well, he's actually tired. This is where, well, Rayleigh kind of appears next to Issei and says, you did pretty good, kid. Pretty good. This is where Cocoa Bean appears saying, I won't die. This is where, well, someone appears from the barrier from breaking it because Sona was outside, but yeah. And of course, where, well, the barrier shatters and then you see, what's it called, Volley. Volley does still beat up, what's it called, well, Cocoa Bean, even though he's pretty damn hurt. And of course, really damn hurt more than original canon. But of course, he managed to destroy the magic circle and of course bring his ass back to the fallen angel place just to freeze his ass. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei said, who the fuck was that? This is where Drake says, that is the white dragon known as a vanishing dragon. Issei said, well, Drake, you couldn't come in any other clutch time to talk to me about this shit. Well, you seem like you were handling pretty well, so I didn't bother. Issei says, screw you. This is where Issei passes out, but yeah. This is where Rias and the others rushes towards Issei's side, but yeah. This is where, well, Rayleigh does pick up the katana so Issei doesn't accidentally cut himself, and just put it back into the sheath. Puts it down next to Issei, and says, well, it's time for me to go. This is where he pulls out a vial and starts drinking that shit. Ah, that feels really refreshing. Mostly what's it called before the old man leaves, Kiba was saying, hey, where are you going? This is where the old man says, I only came here to teach, well, Issei and a little bit of the Hawkins. But I'll teach him more later on. For right now, I need to be going. This is where, well, Kiba says, oh no you don't. Swordbringer. This is where, well, he tries to capture, well, Rayleigh. But Rayleigh, he slices through it. Not even using his sword. He just swings his hand in front of him, destroying all the blades. This is where, well, Rayleigh says, you're still too green, kid. You won't be able to defeat me. You still have too much to learn. You're gonna have to take another 100 years to even defeat me. This is where, well, Kiba winds his eyes, and this is where he narrows his eyes at, well, Rayleigh. This is where Rayleigh says, well, gotta go. This is where Rayleigh disappears, but yeah, this is where, well, Kiba sighs, but yeah. The next day happens, and of course, this is where, well, Rios is kind of like talking to everyone in the kind of occult research club. Of course, Azaria that became a devil, and she became one of the knights because, yeah, because she doesn't have this like belief in God no more. Because he's dead. Yeah. This is where, well, some of the other kind of like human girls, mostly the ones that were there, mostly Estef and what's it called, Junko, and well, Junko wasn't there mostly fighting because she actually got hurt by what's it called, Cocoa Bean when they kind of found Irina, and of course she was actually taken with what's it called, the queen of what's it called, mostly Sona's queen. This is where, well, it was mostly Estef and Sasuke fighting there. Now, Sasuke was able to actually put damage into Cocoa Bean. Just a couple slices, but of course, her sword was really deadly, but she still didn't have that much experience in using it. This is where, well, the other person, well, what's it called, Estef managed to freeze Cocoa Bean a couple times, but Cocoa Bean was much stronger and broke through. She also tried to summon an ice meteor and tries to hit him, but of course she ran out of energy and the ice meteor was shattered into easily pieces. Of course, they were still human, they didn't actually accept being devils, but yeah. That's where, well, Rias kind of didn't mind them not accepting, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into, well, a time skip later. This is where, well, basically Rias does tell them about the whole kind of meeting between fallen angels, mostly the fallen angel leader, who is the government leader of the fallen angels, Azel, her brother, and also Sona's kind of sister, but yeah. And this is where, well, also the angel leader named Michael, or chief, mostly the chief named Michael. This is where all of them nod, and this is where, well, Rias still kind of was, what's it called, just walking home with Issei. And of course, where, well, they kind of bump into meeting, well, what's it called, Rias' brother. This is where Rias' brother says, hey, well, Issei and Rias. So, you don't mind if we stay here for a little bit. This is where, well, mostly, Sir Zax kind of asked what's about Issei's parents. They didn't really mind, and they were kind of enjoying the company with what's called Rias' brother. And this is where Rias was saying, damn it, why is he here? This is where Issei says, that's Sir Zax, if I can remember right. Huh. That's where he kind of glances at Rias, and Rias seems to just be in hell because she doesn't really like her brother that much. This is where, well, because they're kind of hyperactive most of the time. This is where Rias well, mostly not Rias, Issei kind of chuckle. But this is where, well, he kind of saddened. A little bit, has a saddened look a little bit. Because he didn't really manage to talk to the old man named Old Man Rayleigh for a while. But yeah, he disappeared after a while because Kiba did tell him about that. And Kiba did try to question him about the sword, but this is where Issei disappeared from answering any of those questions. Kiba was annoyed, but yeah. He didn't really press on further with Issei because Issei seemed to have a distant, saddened look. This is where, well, Issei was mostly trained with mostly sword techniques and other things from, well, Old Man Rayleigh, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei says, damn it. But of course, Issei was right now thinking in his head until the door busts through. And this is where, well, Sir Zax and even Gracie kind of gets on guard. Rias also gets on guard. And this is where, well, Issei's parents were confused. But of course, when the door kind of fully just stopped kind of like smoking a little bit because there's dust a little bit. This is where, well, Issei's face widened. And right now with happiness and cheerfulness. The man that appeared had kind of this like pinkish, well, it looked like to be like a beanie and all that, like a pinkish beanie. He had kind of blondish and brownish hair, had this kind of like tattoo thing under his eye with one of his eyelids, but yeah. And of course, he was wearing those like black, black kind of like fur coat and other, wearing these a shirt, a long sleeve shirt that has buttons and it's like having hearts in it and being pink, and wearing kind of these whitish pants. This is where he was smoking, and he had a lipstick of like what's it called? Well, like a Joker and all that, whatever. He just had lipstick mostly. This is where he smiles and says, "Hey, Issei." This is where he smiles at Issei, and Issei right now his face brightened up so much that his hair did kind of twinkle a little bit. This is where Issei's hair seems to become a little bit blondish. This is where Issei's parents just seems to be horrified in who the person they see. This is where Issei jumps up from the seat and says, "Brother!" This is where he rushes towards, his oldest, not oldest brother, mostly just brother, and just jumps on him and hugs him. This is where, this person laughs and says, "Hey, Issei, it's been a while. You know, you became way too big. You know, if you would have tackled me, you would have probably killed me." This is where Issei says, "Screw you." This is where, this person laughs and says, "So, you still remember who I am, right?" This is where Issei says, "Yeah, you're Rosanante. Jerk. You think I wouldn't remember my older brother, or mostly my brother?" This is where Rosanante laughs and says, "I guess you can still remember me, since you were still a little kid back then." This is where, Issei glares at him, but yeah. This is where, Rosanante says, "Oh, you're sending dagger, killer intent towards your older brother. You're so mean." This is where, Issei said, "Oh, I'm sorry." This is where, Issei kind of acts somewhat like a little kid when he was saying that, but yeah. This is where Rias thought, first of all, "What the fuck, brother, huh?" This is where, when she kind of did look into the pictures of, like, family book, she never seen this person exactly, and this is where Surzak is confused with brother. This is where he looks at Issei's parents, and both Issei's parents seem to have guilty faces on their, mostly faces, but yeah. This is where, Issei says, "So, Rosanante, how is, Dofi doing?" This is where Rosanante says, "Oh, Dofi? He's doing fine. Don't worry, he will come later. He will probably be here during open house. I don't know if he will. He has a lot of things that he's doing right now. Business is going strong. The family's still going strong mostly, but yeah." This is where Issei says, Can I see the family?" This is where, Rosanante says, "Ah, no, Issei. Can you?" This is where Issei says, "Hey, don't give me that bull crap. Didn't really said something about this? Or, homeless man?" This is where, Rosanante says, "When you say homeless man, I'm thinking of Aokiji. So, yeah, he did tell us about how you suck at hawking. That's why Dofi sent ready to help you. And saw that there was a situation like that. So, of course, couldn't really help you out that much because Riley had other things to do. Like having the cold one with the bartender. Son of a bitch." Issei says in his, mostly said out loud. This is where, Rosanante says, "You can't really be bothered because the old man is pretty old and, he's also a pervert." This is where, Issei sighs and says, "I guess you're right. God damn it." This is where, Rosanante says, "Can I get up?" This is where Issei says, "Oh, yeah, sure." This is where Issei gets up, and this is where he picks up his older brother. But yeah, he's not the oldest, but it's his brother mostly. This is where, Rosanante gets up and says, "Hey there." This is where he kind of waved at Rias and Azia, and says, "You must be Issei's either girlfriends or part of his harem or something." This is where Issei's face becomes red and covers up Rosanante's mouth and says, "Shut up, you bastard." They are friends of mine. Go away. This is where, Rosanante says, "Don't be mean to me. Why are you trying to already, run me out?" This is where, Issei said, "I'm sorry." This is where, Issei seems to be apologizing to Rosanante, but yeah, this is where Rosanante just pats Issei in the head and says, "Hey, it's fine, kid. Besides, at least you weren't someone that always tries to glare at me or just try to run me out of that house. You know who I'm talking about, right?" That's where Issei doesn't understand and gets annoyed and kind of glares at his parents. But this is where Rocinante says, but still, that's all in the past. Besides, you're now old enough, so what are you going to be doing when you're older and you graduate from school? Issei says, oh, right. Can I go with the family? This is where Rocinante says, probably. Besides, you're just gonna have to get one of those cards and other things. This is where, well, Rocinante has his own card, and it has like this purple, well, similar kind of face like this, but it's purple, and like a dark purple, and this is where, well, Issei says, I already have one. He gave me one a while ago. This is where Rocinante smacked his head and says, that idiot. This is where, well, Issei kind of just giggles and chuckles, but yeah. This is where, well, Rocinante says, God damn it, though. Why? This is where, well, Rocinante says, you made me go through a fucking trial, but then you make Issei go through nothing? You motherfucker, he says in his head. This is where, well, Rocinante says, you don't know how hard I got this fucking card, but mother. This is where, well, Rocinante says, other than that, whatever. This is where he looks at the red hair guy and also, well, the grayish hair girl. And this is where, oh, Rocinante says, hey there. The name's, what's it called? Rocinante Hyodo. Who are you anyway? You look like, what's it called? That red hair is kind of like, I want to say brother. You don't look nothing like her father or anything. This is where, well, Sir Zack says, yes, I am her brother. You can call me Sir Zax. This is where Rocinante says, you can call me Rocinante, or you can call me, well, this is where, well, Rocinante says, you can call me Rocinante or Corazon, whatever floats your boat, Sir Zax. This is where, well, Sir Zax says, oh, well, I will call you Rocinante, since clearly you're what to call Issei's brother. This is where Rocinante says, yep, pretty much. And I am one of those smartest brothers out of all three of us. This is where Issei says, and yet you're smoking. Isn't smoking bad for you? This is where Rocinante says, shut up, brat. This is where, well, Issei says, sure. Issei kind of already took the cigarettes from Rocinante's pocket and just started dumping them into the trash. This is where, well, Rocinante says, hey, brat, what are you doing? You little. This is where, well, Issei says, oh shit, he's angry. This is where, well, Issei dodges from, well, Rocinante trying to grab him, but yeah. This is where Issei just smiling at, well, Rocinante, because he actually misses his brother a lot. He hasn't been with Rocinante for about, well, 6 years, but yeah. This is where, well, Rocinante at the age of when Issei was kind of 11, but yeah. So, well, what's it called? Rocinante was actually, 17 before he got run out of the house. And of course, he was, well, he's right now 24 and Issei Itachi is 17. This is where Issei kind of just smiles, being happy around Rocinante because it's been such a while. This is where, well, Rocinante says, so kid, who are you interested in? This is where, well, Issei's face becomes red and says, what are you talking about? This is where Rocinante says, oh, I'm just going to ask you. This is where Issei says, okay, I'm just going to sleep, bye. This is where Rocinante says, damn it, brat. This is where, well, Rocinante says, well, I should probably be leaving. This is where he kind of glances at his parent. But this is where, well, Rocinante says, but Issei really wants me to stay, so I'm going to be staying. So see you, parents. Or see you, what's it called, guys? This is where, well, Rocinante goes to his original room, but this is where he sees Asuya being there. And this is where he says, nope, sorry about that. This is where, well, Asuya says, what? This is where, well, Rocinante kind of questioned who Asuya was, and this is where, well, Issei said, oh, right, I forgot your room is kind of taken over. Yeah, sorry about that. This is where Rocinante says, nah, that's good. I'll be sleeping with you. We bros anyway. This is where Issei says, yeah, but I was little at that time. This is where, well, it's kind of creepy for a, well, 23-year-old to be sleeping with a 17-year-old. This is where, well, Rocinante says, I'll be sleeping on the ground, you idiot. This is where, well, Issei says, yeah, I guess that's true. This is where, well, Rocinante was sleeping on the ground. Of course, Sir Zax is also kind of near what's it called, Rocinante. And Rocinante was like, nah, bro, this is kind of gay. This is where, well, Issei was kind of sleeping in his bed, but yeah. This is where, well, basically, Issei's parents were quite annoyed with Rocinante being here, but of course, they can't really do anything because Issei would kind of get angry and annoyed at them. But yeah, since he did kind of give out a tantrum when he was actually 11 and, well, it was 10, but yeah, when his two brothers left. So, of course, they're not trying to make a scene for other people since there's public eye here. But yeah, of course, this is where Issei's dad had to fix the door. But yeah, this is where Grace Sophia is going to have to sleep with Azia and also Rias. But yeah, since their rooms are kind of small. But yeah, since there's not many rooms in the house. But yeah, this is where, Surjak says, hey, Issei. This is where Issei says, yeah. This is where, before Issei went to sleep. This is where, Surjak says, I'm grateful for, meeting your parents. They're quite nice people. Issei says, I guess you can say that. Not really. This is where, Rosinante, he's sleeping while smoking at the same time. This is where, Issei says, sure, you can say that, I guess. This is where Surjak says, it's quite interesting to meet your brother. He seems to be like similar age around if I was human. This is where, Issei says, how old will you be anyway if you were human? 26. Why? That's where Issei says, damn, you're young. What the fuck? This is where, Surjak says, 26. Why? This is where Issei says, oh, Rosinante is actually younger than you. This is where Rosinante says, I'm actually 23. This is where, Surjak says, oh, you're actually younger than me. Damn. This is where, Rosinante says, yeah, but you'll be the same age as, Dofi, so I guess it'll be fine. This is where, Issei says, so wait, what is Dofi doing right now? That's where he asks, Rosinante. Rosinante says, he's doing business stuff, another stuff. Issei says, yeah, that doesn't really explain anything. Oh my gosh, kid, just go to sleep and shut up. This is where Issei says, okay, meanie. This is where, Rosinante says, this is where he says, Nagi Nagi no Mi. This is where he makes a bubble around him just to surprise and be asleep silently, but yeah. This is where, Surjak says, so Issei, have you ever thought of using your boosted gear on Ria's kind of jugs? Issei goes red and says, what? He coughs up a little bit and says, what? This is where, Surjak says, don't think too further into it, so I'm just saying. Issei says, Issei tried to go to sleep, but he couldn't really go to sleep that well the next day, but yeah. Sorry about coughing, but yeah. This is where, the next day happens, and of course, Rias is actually bringing, Surjak, Surjak is going with Rias, and Grace is also going with Rias to kind of look around, but yeah. This is where, Rosinante says, yo, see you, kid. I'll be seeing you later. Don't worry, I'll be at the open house of the camera. This is where he says, see you, bro. This is where he's walking with Azia, but yeah. Azia says, your brother's really nice. This is where, Issei says, of course, he's nice. He's one of the best people to ever meet. He's really nice. This is where, Azia says, so, what about your oldest? He's great. He's amazing. He can do everything so much more amazing. He's more talented than ever I would be. But yeah, he's one of the greatest people. I wish I was like him. This is where, Issei says, you can probably be like him. This is where Issei says, yeah. This is where Issei thinks in his head. In his imagination, he just kind of runs wild. And Issei right now is wearing like the tuxedo saying, ha ha, fear me, motherfuckers. This is where, Issei says, yeah. This is where, Azia says, what are you thinking? Issei says, oh, nothing. Let's just get to school. This is where, Azia says, I guess so. This is where they're walking. This is where, they see this kind of like white-haired dude. And this is where Issei says, who are you? This is where, this person says, the name's Vali. Or you can call me the White Dragon, Red Dragon Emperor. This is where Issei kind of gets on guard. And this is where, before anything happens, Vali was about to like try to poke him in the head or like pierce his head and all that. And Issei was about to protect, Azia? Before Issei was about to use a lightning attack to actually smash upon Vali to react fast enough. But before that, anything happening, room. Someone says, room. This is where, he then says, switch. This is where Vali, he pokes into someone's chest. And this person didn't have clothing right now, but his skin was dark, like if Armament Hawking went onto his skin. But yeah, this person had dark shades, and of course, so this person has dark shade glasses, black short hair, but of course he also kind of has what's it called? These kind of like his facial hair, like he has his beard kind of like triangles underneath him. It's like what's it called, near his chin and all that. Bernie's growing a mustache, kind of looks like he shaved off a little bit, and of course where he has like this piece of like sushi just stuck to his like kind of right side of his kind of face. But yeah, this is where, well, this person right now had kind of, well, no, well, he did have clothing. He had this like white tuxedo underneath, what's it called, white coat and all them other things. But when Volley did try, well, was only playing around with what's called Issei, just to see how strong he was exactly. He basically just poked into this person, but really his finger didn't go through this person because this person had Armament Hawking around his entire body. This is where the person swings on Volley and punches him right in the face, launching him towards a wall and knocking his ass out. This is where Issei says, wait, I know who you are, Virgo. This is where Virgo says, hello there. Are you okay, Issei-sama? This is where Issei says, yeah, I'm fine. Of course, this is where, well, Kiba, or what's it called, Zayana couldn't actually react fast enough when, what's it called, Volley did that to try to kind of protect Issei, but of course Virgo appears, smashing a punch into what's it called, Volley before any of this shit happens. Worse, but yeah, Volley was actually pretty damn shocked, and of course, his face hurt like a bitch, because that punch it hurt like a bitch. But yeah, his face, probably some bones broke, but yeah, this is where Virgo didn't give a shit. This is where Issei says, but how did you get here fast enough? You don't have a Devilfruit. Well, he didn't say, you don't have ability to go anywhere. This is where Issei does know about the Devilfruit's existence now, because, well, Rosinante did tell him a little bit, but yeah. This is where, well, someone says, yo, it's been a while, you see. This is where he turns around and sees none other than this person with a white hat. It kind of has some black spots and other things. Has a brownish coat. And of course, where, well, he does have like these blue jeans, pants and black shoes. Has a sword next to him. And of course, where, well, he kind of just waves. Of course, he does have a beard and a mustache, but yeah. This is where Issei says, Law? This is where Law says, yo, it's been a while. You know, it's really been a while. This is where Issei says, yeah, you were that kid that, well, Rosinante kind of found. Man, I can't believe you're actually okay and not dead from the sickness. Oh, screw you. This is where, well, Issei says, hey, I'm just saying. This is where, well, Asuya kind of sees Law and Virgo. Of course, she gets scared of Virgo, but this person seems to really know what's it called, Issei, Law, or whatever his name was exactly. This is where, well, Kiba and Azenian also, well, Rias kind of get towards the location and says, Issei, is everything okay? This is where they see this big dude being right next to Issei, but of course, the big dude isn't doing anything. He's just right now looking around just for anything to cause trouble. This is where, well, Volley gets up and says, you son of a bitch. I should really fucking kill you, you know that? This is where, well, Ria says, Volley, what are you doing? This is where, well, Volley says, oh, nothing. I should probably be leaving. This is where, well, Virgo says, no you don't. You should be dead. I should kill you. For even daring to hurt the young master. This is where Volley says, and you think you will be able to, this is where he gets his face crushed to the ground in an instant and without a care in the world. Virgo was pretty fast, and as you mentioned, kind of punch him with an arm and fist, punch to the ground. This is where, well, everyone says, eee. This is where, well, Law says, well, that guy had it coming to him. This is where a rock kind of lands right now on Law's kind of palm. This is where Issei says, alright, I'm guessing you have a Devilfruit where it allows you to just transfer people to wherever. Pretty much. It's broken. Hee hee. Issei says, maybe I have the ability also. This is where Law says, fuck you. I hope you never figure out how to use it. Oh, I just have to copy you most of the time. This is where Law says, fuck you, I'm never using that again. Issei kind of just grins at him, but yeah. This is where Volley is now knocked the fuck out, and Virgo says, I should kill you. This is where Issei says, stop, Virgo, can you not please kill him? This is where Virgo says, I understood, young master. This is where Law says, other than that, we're gonna have to go before Rocinante kind of like bother us a little bit, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei says, yeah, see ya. This is where, well, Law and Virgo disappear, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei smiles a little bit because he's dead to see his like old kind of best friend. Mostly Law and him are kind of best friends a little bit, but yeah. This is where, well, he says, damn, fuck, even him, he should be 17, at least around the same age as me. And yet he's in the family. I really wish I was in the family. This is where Issei kind of becomes depressed a little bit, yeah. This is where, well, Rio says, Issei, are you fine? This is where, well, Issei says, yeah, I'm fine. This is where, well, they all look at him kind of confusing, but yeah. Koneko says, that guy was cool. He knocked out the dragon in an instant. This is where, well, Issei says, yeah, that was Virgo. He's one strong elite soldier, mostly. He usually protects me and, what's it called, my brothers. Mostly, I think he'd be working under my older brother. Or even Rocinante. Whatever. This is where Issei says, we should probably go inside. This is where, well, Koneko says, sure, whatever. This is where, well, the others kind of go to the school, and of course the open houses thing or whatever is happening. Of course, Issei is in that class right now, looking at the clay and seeing, think of something special. This is where, well, he starts kind of making it, and of course, he doesn't make Rias a sculpture or any of that. But of course, well, he did. He actually also made more clay than normal. He kind of actually used the Devilfruit, yeah, to kind of transform somewhat, well, not transform, mostly make clay out of nowhere. It made some sculpture figures. First, the sculpture figure that was the first one that people got their caught eyes was Rias and her body, and this is where this is where, well, Issei was blushing, but yeah. And then the other sculpture was one with, what's it called, this kind of, well, like jagged kind of hair, and of course going up a little bit, like this kind of like hair kind of sticking up. Of course, he has like these strings kind of cutting down people, and of course, this is where he's grinning with this mad, mostly grin with these, with this, what's it called, shades on. But yeah, like also fur coat that he has on. But yeah, and what's it called, suit that he has on also. I forgot to mention that. This is where the other one was basically someone smoking named Rocinante. And this is where, well, Issei did see, well, what's it called, mostly Asia did kind of wave at Issei's parents, and Issei seemed to be grumpy. But when Rocinante was there, he kind of says, Issei, look over here in the camera. This is where Issei smiles and kind of just waves at the camera. Now his smile does bind up everyone because no one has ever seen that. But of course, where, well, Issei's parents seem saddened because, well, Rocinante is there, and they didn't want him to be. But he's there. Fuck. But yeah, that's where Issei's happy. Of course, yes, he made Rocinante just smoking out here in the sculpture, but yeah. And then the last one is basically him. But of course, him as using other, like, elements. This is where he decides to squash that one by kind of just destroying it in an instant. But yeah, this is where, well, the teacher was very impressed with the sculpture and design that he made, but yeah. Of course, he didn't really like the middle one, and some people were trying to get, like, buy the sculpture of Rias and all them other things. And of course, this is where, well, one of Issei's friends says, dude, why didn't you make any of the other girls? Why the hell did you make these other two? They're dudes. You should have made, what's it called, the other girls. This is where, well, they don't look anything impressive. This is where Issei, right now, his eyes becomes red and annoyed. This is where Issei grabs him by the neck, and this is where Issei says, talk shit about my brothers again and I'll kill you. And this is where, well, Issei's friend, the kind of bald one, was actually shocked and horrified of Issei's anger. This is where Rocinante kind of got towards him and says, hey, calm down. Sorry about my little brother. He gets angry. Sorry about that. Everyone was shocked, even Asia. This is where, well, they're actually startled a little bit. This is where, well, Rocinante kind of looks at the sculptures, and this is where he says, well, he sees himself and say, it's me! He's still smoking, as you mentioned, but yeah. This is where, well, he says, yeah, I also made one for Delphi. This is where, well, Rocinante says, I knew you were oh so talented. Issei. This is where Issei says, yeah. This is where, well, Issei is holding Ria's statue, but yeah, mostly the sculpture, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei gets up, and of course he's walking along with his brother, and of course they are kind of, well, walking out. Of course, well, Issei sees Rias, and of course, Rias sees Issei, and of course, Issei says, I kind of made this for you. Sorry if it doesn't seem perfect. That's why Rias says, no, it's fine. It's where, well, Estef, Sasuke, and also Junko was there. Also, a darkish bluish hair girl was also there. Just kind of wondering, huh, so this is school and other things, but yeah. Of course, she's right now kind of reading a book and kind of learning more of this supernatural world. Of course, where Akane was there, and also, well, Ozzy, yeah, Ozzy was also over there, but yeah. This is where, well, Akane says, my, ara. She says, saying, you know, you should make one of me, Issei. Issei said, well, I made 3 of them. I made 2 of my older brothers, and, well, one of them for Rias, but yeah. This is where, well, Estef kind of says, ara, you should also make one of me. I'll let you touch me if you will make one. That's right, Issei says, no, it's fine. I can just make one out of, well, yeah, you know, I'm fine. I don't need a... This is where, well, Issei's face becomes red, but yeah. This is where Rosinante is kind of chuckling because he's there. This is where he's still smoking that shit. He's like smoking fucking a cigarette, not giving a shit, but yeah. This is where Issei says, Rosinante, why are you still here? Don't worry, kid. I'm just seeing your harem. It's pretty big, I say. This is where Issei's face becomes red and says, go away! This is where Rosinante says, that hurts. That's really hurtful, you know that? This is where, well, Issei says, wait, no, don't go away. I need to go and check up on something. This is where, well, Issei kind of jumps up and just kind of walks along with, well, Rosinante. But of course, where, well, they hear commotion, and this is where they get to the gym, and they see what's it called, that kind of girl, or whatever her name is, mostly Sona's older sister, kind of performing, blah, blah, blah. This is where Sanji appears. This is where he manages to scram a bunch of people. And says, damn, this is tiring as hell. This is where, well, Issei says, yo, Sanji, it's been a while. Sanji says, yeah. Oh, it's the guy that can transform into a bunch of elements and make me look bad. Issei says, oh god, you're complaining right now. This is where, well, Sanji says, for the love of God, why are you wearing those clothes, sir? And Issei, why are you kind of just standing next to this guy who's smoking a cigarette? Can you please put out the cigarette? This is where Rosinante says, it's not hurting anyone, is it? This is where, well, Issei kind of grabs the cigarettes and says, hey Sanji, just throw them in the trash for a real second. This is where Sanji says, yeah, whatever. He just drops them in the trash, and this is where Rosinante says, hey, you brat, I just paid those, you mother. This is where, well, he's kind of angry at Issei, but yeah. This is where, well, Sanji says, who exactly is he? This is where, well, he kind of asks Issei. Issei says, oh, this is my older brother, Rosinante. Well, yeah, Rosinante, Hildo. This is where, well, Sanji says, you have an older brother? Damn. Luckily, I have no brothers. Yeah, probably because her parents just made you on accident. This is where Sanji says, hey, you mother... you little... This is where, well, Issei says... but yeah. This is where, well... Sona's older sister just complaining and blah, blah, blah. This is where she asked for the Red Dragon Emperor. This is where Issei says, yeah, that's not me. It's him. This is where he pats on Sanji's kind of shoulder and says, this is the Red Dragon Emperor. You would never see someone so much better, but blah, blah, blah. This is where, well, she kind of glances and says, no, he doesn't look like anything but the Red Dragon Emperor. This is where Ria says, that's because Issei was lying to you. This is where, well, Issei says, no, I wasn't. I would never lie to anyone. This is where Rosinante says, idiot. This is where Issei says, shut up. This is where, well, they're kind of arguing, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into, well, the older sister of, what's it called, Sona saying, and who are you? This is where she points at, what's it called, Rosinante. Rosinante says, oh, hello, little, well, not little. You're kind of pretty tall and all them other things. But hello there, little lady. The name's Rosinante Hildo. I'm Issei's older brother. This is where he smiles. Of course, there will be a cigarette in his mouth. This is where Sona says, why are you smoking? Why are you wearing something like that? This is where she's just pointing at Rosinante's clothes. Rosinante says, well, I wear this every day. This is where, well, Sona's older sister says, hey, you look great in it. This is where Rosinante says, thanks, you also look great in your outfit. This is where, well, they're kind of just chatting, but this is where Sona's angry, just annoyed. This is where she glances at Issei, and Issei says, hey, I didn't say anything to wear like that. That's him. That's all him. This is where, well, Sona sighs and says, Jesus. Yeah, Sona. This is where, well, she sighs and says, Jesus fucking Christ. Why not? She didn't really use the Lords in vain name or anything because she can't. This is where, well, she says, God damn it. Whatever, I'm leaving. You know what? Just change. This is where she said, I can't take it anymore, and just left. And this is where Sanji says, yeah, I'm gonna have to go over there just to check on her. This is where he says, good luck, man. This is where Sanji says, yeah, good luck with your own brother. This is where Issei says, I wouldn't need it. He's my older brother, so I'm used to it most of the time. This is where Sanji says, yeah, whatever. This is where, well, they kind of go, and this is where Issei and Rocinante are walking. This is where they meet up with Issei's parent and, well, Rias' dad. But yeah, Rias was also next to Issei. But yeah, Sir Dax was also there. This is where Issei's parents says, oh, Issei, we're here with, what's it called? Well, Rias' dad. And we were here talking to him. This is where Issei says, why didn't you say anything about Rocinante's name? He is also my brother. This is where, well, mostly Rias' dad says, oh, hello there, Issei. And also, hello there, Rocinante. I didn't know Issei had a brother. This is where, well, Issei's parents says, why do you have to bring him along? Issei is just smiling because he's happy to see his brother kind of also get involved with his life. But yeah, this is where, well, we get to the house, and of course, the house is kind of cramped and other things. But yeah, what's it called? Issei's dad is drinking with, what's it called? Rias' dad and, what's it called? Brother. And this is where Rocinante is also having a drink, but yeah, because he doesn't give a shit if it's called his father's angry at him. This is where, well, Rias kind of gets annoyed, and this is where Issei kind of just helps her out with kind of brother issues, but yeah. This is where, well, they still kind of kiss like original canon. Of course, this is where Azia was kind of shocked and annoyed, and of course, this is where, well, Rias' brother did kind of tell him, well, tell her about to bring back the other, bishop, but yeah. That's where Rias, next day, they're at the research club, and also, well, someone there with, what's it called, Issei. Now, this person is kind of, yes, the same age as Issei, and that is none other than Law. Law just shows up because, well, fuck it, he has nothing else to do. They just kind of talk with Issei because they've been friends for a while. This is where, well, of course, this is where Kiba and the others are kind of shocked on how long Issei and, what's it called, Law are actually talking. This is where they're mostly kind of rambling on things they have really not done, like a lot of pranks. And I mean lots of pranks. They did so many pranks that they basically, well, mostly everyone at the research club has actually lost count on how many pranks they've been just talking about and rambling on. This is where, well, Law says that he can definitely do more pranks with his abilities. This is where, well, he says with great power comes, well, you know damn well, pranks. This is where Issei says, oh, of course, that's always the way of the word. This is where, well, what's it called? Kuniko says, wasn't it with great power comes great responsibility or something? But I think I like year 2, what's it called, logical laws or whatever. This is where both Issei and Law kind of just smile at her, but yeah. This is where, well, they said, so what kind of pranks should we do? Ooh, we should definitely just prank the whole school. This is where they're rambling on, but yeah. This is where, well, Rias managed to open the door, and this is where, well, what everyone sees is, well, most of the human girls kind of say it's a cute girl and all that, and even Asui, and this is where both Law and Issei says, it's a dude. This is where all the girls falls down and says, what? This is where, well, mostly, what's it called? Ria says, yeah, it's a dude. Well, yeah, this is where, well, Ria says, I'm confused. I thought you would actually think it was a girl, Issei. Issei says, I'm not dumb. I have met someone crazy enough to kind of, what's it called, wear similar girl stuff. This is where he thinks of one person. Well, I like girl stuff, but mostly, well, not, yeah, kind of girl stuff, but it was mostly a dude. And this is where, well, Law says, yeah, I'm thinking of the same person, but I remember someone kind of wearing, what's it called, all outfit like a baby. This is where he says, who the fuck wears that? Oh, don't worry. It's just someone that works with, what's it called, Dofi. Jesus Christ. And, he also has a Devilfruit. What the fuck can he do? Swim. The fuck are you, what? Issei is just confused. Please tell me I don't have that ability. Probably. You could probably just swim through walls. Issei says that's the dumbest ability I ever heard. What the fuck am I gonna be doing with that? Law says I have no clue. But other than that, this is where, well, what's it called? Gasper was actually scared of everyone, and this is where he time stopped everyone. But this is where both Law and Issei managed to jump out way. And this is where, well, Issei says, holy shit, he can time stop? This is where Law says, I guess so. This is where he appears next to Gasper and says, hey kid, you know it's pretty bad for you to try to get away from the, well, expert here. This is where, well, Issei kind of appears out of light and says, yeah, guess what kid, I'm faster than normal. This is where, well, Gasper is shocked, but he's amazed with both of their abilities. Law appears out of nowhere, basically by switching his spot with a box that was next to Gasper, and this is where Issei just transforms into light. Now, of course, Gasper is very shocked with their abilities, and this is where, well, Issei and Law says, still, you seem not to be able to control your abilities entirely because you seem pretty scared to control them. Yeah, kind of reminds me of someone. That's where Issei says, it does? Yeah, Kyuji had like some kid that he kind of brought along that couldn't even control his powers much and needed to suppress him mostly with some gadgets and other things. This is where, well, Issei says, oh, you mean homeless man? This is where Law says, yeah, homeless man. This is where, well, we go into somewhere like a warehouse and, well, someone is kind of training a little bit with his ice ability and he sneezes and says, son of a bitch, am I sick? Or is Issei and Law calling me homeless? This is where he gets like a tick mark, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei and Law are just laughing, but yeah. This is where Law says, don't worry kid, even though you can't control your abilities, doesn't mean that you gotta be scared about them. No one can control their abilities the first time, right Issei? Issei says, okay, shut up. This is where, well, this is where Law says, hey kid, you wanna know something funny? Issei couldn't even learn how to use his sword until he was 10. And he sucked with using a sword. Issei says to one who broke your sword the first time you realized swinging it to, well, a brick wall would be bad enough. This is where Law says, hey, I was 10 at that time. So was I, motherfucker. This is where they're kind of just glaring at each other, but yeah. This is where lightning starts sparkling off of them, but yeah, crackling. But this is where, well, Ria says, can you two shut up? I need you, Issei, or whatever your name was, to train, well, Gasper. Issei says, sure. Law says, why not? I have nothing else to do. This is where, well, Ria says, well, I gotta go to the meeting to check on stuff, but yeah. This is where, well, they look at Gasper and says, well, time to train you, kid. Yep. This is where, well, Gasper was very excited because he sees these two people are really powerful with their special weird abilities because, well, he can't really sense that much magic, but yeah. But Gasper is interesting with both of them, but yeah. Because they were basically telling a story of someone else couldn't control their powers. So, of course, they were, well, Gasper is very interested in hearing all about that. But for right now, I'm going to end it off here. Just because it's already 1 hour and 42 minutes. But yeah, I'm going to end that off here. Now, if you're wondering if Dofi is going to show up anytime soon, yes he will. In the near future, probably in part 3. But no, I'm just kidding. But other than that, I'm going to leave it off here. Bye-bye. Something. And yeah. Also, what time is it? Fuck, it's about to be 11. I haven't ate anything. I'm hungry. But other than that, bye.